Well, this is a little bit creepy, sitting in the car, but I've got a bit more behind it than what it looks. All right, I just completed a really cool meeting at the warehouse with Maureen and Ron, just setting out the strategy for production for the next 12 months, which is going to be a really big financial year for us. And that was actually a big milestone to overcome, because we've sort of been in doubt about which way to go with it, how to structure the delivery team, how to use subcontractors, how to use our own guys and so forth, and a lot of trying to reach agreement between myself and Maureen as the owners of the company, and also our operations manager, so that he can really have a game that he can win. And it's been probably the biggest brick wall to overcome for me, is to handle the production within the company, because when the production's gone really bad, it's the kind of thing that pulls me in, and I have to handle the production instead of actually expanding the company or spending time on those other activities that I like so much. The production can be quite exhausting, but when you've got it streamlined and the right guys in place and the right projects in place, it's just a song. It just rolls really well. So we definitely achieved that today. And it was the first time I've had 3 people together at the table, all with very firm agreement about which way we're going with it. It's generally not quite right for everyone, but this time it really is. And you'll see a lot of that. I'll give updates from exciting job sites, which I've already been sharing and so forth, rooftops, crazy places all in and around Sydney. And I'll take you there. I'll take you there and show you exactly what we do and why we're there and what we're achieving on these projects. So for me, that's a milestone, because I can see now how to take the company up to the next phase. We've sort of consolidated the wins we've had to a certain point, and we've gone, how do we now go for the next level of expansion with the company? And I can really see how that can be done now. We've got the correct structure in place. Our administration staff is consolidated really nice and tight, and we pretty well can double our production capacity without increasing our administration staff by any people at all, or the expense of our administration staff as well, which is a very important factor. So the overhead will stay fairly fixed, probably increase slightly, whereas the production will expand quite exponentially in relation to the size of the company and the cost of the company, which is what we have to do. Otherwise, we just always make break all the time, and it's just not a fun way to run a business like that. There's one main point that I did overcome also with the recent software we've introduced, which I've been having trouble ever since the accounting software went online. We had a QuickBooks system in the past which worked beautifully, but when they went online, they failed. It just dropped and it couldn't cope with the online environment. So we had to switch across to another system, and it didn't cope with what's called tiering. So tiering means when you can actually have a big customer, and under them they might have branches, and under them they might have different project managers and different buildings, and it sort of tiers out in a very expansive way. So you can have a lot of people in a company that you deal with, and a lot of buildings in a company that you're dealing with, and you just want to be able to do so with ease, so it's not complicated at all. And this week I definitely 100% cracked the code on this, and more so than I imagined it, because the guys who've developed this software, it's tiering, but it's done in a more clever way. It's just like an unlimited, it's like a 3-dimensional tiering. I could probably describe it in that way. And I now can see clearly how we can just completely blanket the whole city and have every single building listed that we can service, and who takes care of it, who's the person in that building or the people in that building, and get a very clear picture of a really good knowledge and a control and responsibility of the building that we've got, so we can actually really deliver a fantastic service for those customers. And that was probably the icing on the cake. But I see that instead of every time we expanded, it became like, we hit a barrier. We expanded, we got another gauntlet in the road, So we haven't got that now. It's just opened up crazy, and we can just I don't know, we can 10 times, 100 times without any possibility, software-wise. So that's sort of something that's a bit like when you're trying to think and you can't squeeze any more information into your brain. You need a platform like this to be able to take all that information and lay it out so you can just look at any part of it that you want to when you do so. So we achieved that this week. I definitely achieved it for myself, and I'm now sharing it with the company, how we can integrate it and put that into play. It'll take about probably within a month. We'll just be like completely at home with this system, but I've run it through the first sort of test line, and it definitely stands up really well, easily for what we're doing. That was a huge milestone for me to overcome. So instead of having the company, which has been a fantastic company for us, being the main sort of concentration in my life up here, I now feel like I can actually pull it down lower and park it down here where it should be, where I'm actually working on the business, and then I can then concentrate on the other areas that I do want to do a lot of work in, which is like my dreams is definitely the way that I'm going to be rolling. And within my dreams, my company slots right into my dreams, a successful company, working with individuals one-on-one to help them to put together their own life plan using the My Dreams application. That's something I want to do, and that slots in beautifully within the My Dreams application. And I want to also work on building a property portfolio to a new level, and that's another area that slots right into a beautiful, just a compartment in the My Dreams application. So all of these things, they've all just slot into place in their relative importances, and I feel like I've got control of them all, just at fingertip control of each of these projects that I'm working on, really, so that's the power of it. Now it's taken me 10 days to come to this conclusion, actually, and I do want to thank Brian Rose for putting out that video, which really explained what I've been doing for the past 10 days and gave me the challenge to do so. So I'll be getting in touch with Brian and saying thank you so much, and hopefully one day we can meet and you can learn a bit more about me, and you never know, I might be able to interview him. That would be supersonic, but he's definitely one of my opinion leaders at the moment. Thanks, Brian. Freaking awesome. I think you've definitely influenced a lot of people on this planet, and I really now know very clearly where I'm moving forward through to for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I've got a very, very clear picture, and very much in alignment with my wife, which is exciting because the two of us, we're so different. I definitely learned that out tonight. Through this past 10 days, I really realised how different we are, but also how alike we are at the same time. We've got completely different minds, completely different logics, and completely different talents and personality types, but we just have so much fun together, and I'm really looking forward to a lot of adventure. Totally. All right, that was day 10 done and dusted, and let's rock and roll from there. I think I'm just going to do a video every day now. I'm quite addicted. I highly recommend it, and I'd love to hear your successes. Oh yeah, please leave details in the contents below. I want to hear what you've got to say about this, because your ideas are very important for me. I'm really trying to find and define the exact market that I'm going to target exactly with my dreams, and I want to be able to spend my advertising, my marketing budget very, very, they say the word legally, I think, economically. I want to use it effectively, the most effective for the best value. If you could help me with your comments and any questions and so forth, I'll definitely answer straight back and let you know what I think about it, and it's going to help me a hell of a lot. So thank you so much. I look forward to hearing what you've got to say, questions you've got to ask, and I will see you guys real soon.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you're so salty? I'll still take a bite.
Okay, we can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you're so salty? I'll still take a bite.
We can take my Lambo. show.